What do you do for a living?
I'm an MRI tech down at Cooley Dickinson Hospital. So I'm the guy that you meet when you go to get an MRI. And it's been half my time placating people because they all come in there just kind of shaking in their shoes about having an MRI. You know, like they saw on TV where somebody turned the MRI machine on and all the steak knives that were on the shelf come flying out and stab them. So I have to reassure people that things like that don't happen. You know, for years I played in a bar band, um, the Poor Boys, it was called, and we played out in Pittsfield, just in saloons, and we played a bunch of shuffles, and like Grateful Dead jam stuff, just stuff that glug glug glug, and you could still play the tunes, even if you're inebriated. And I did that for years. Oh, we used to have a lot of fun. Oh, that was so fun. We make up. I used to make up hundreds of fake boogers. I'll share my secret recipe with you if you want me to. But you put some saran wrap down, and you get clear silicone glue. You kind of like make a little glob, and then you drag it, glob and drag it, glob and drag it, and then you gotta let them dry for a couple of days, or else the acid will eat away at your, mucosa in your nose. So, but after you take it, it's completely inert after it's dried, and you put the blob end in your nose, and it would look like a booger. And we leave bowls of these at the door, so when people would pay their cover charge, you'd grab a few fake fake boogers. It was like a highlight of my life. Just up there, you're up there playing, and you look out in the room, and there's all these people with this, big fake snots hanging out of their nose. Yeah. I got involved with Dave A. Uh, the sousaphone tuba player. I met him at Florence Community Band, and he said, "Hey, there's something that you would really enjoy. You should come to a rehearsal." And then it was Dave and Fred, and just a couple other people. And I wanted to play the bass drum. That's all I wanted to do, play the bass drum. Because playing bass drum is really fun. But a band like that, it's a lot of responsibility too, though. But I showed up with my bass drum. I'm like, good, I guess I'm going to have to switch to sousaphone, because you got to have a sousaphone. Um, so, tour even better. It's probably like 5 people. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like 5 people or so. And what were we playing? Our big tunes were like do 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 do. What tune is that? And like Little Liza Jane or something. And there's a couple others, but they're all good tunes. So what was it like? Um, it was like I was kind of like throwing a box of pots and pans down the steps. Yeah, kind of like that. Not that it doesn't sound like that at times anymore, but or if you put the cat in the dryer. Yeah. So let's just say you got a cat in the dryer, and you throw a box of pots and pans down the steps. I come up with tunes that get stuck in my head, and it's the only way to exercise them. As I'm going along, I make a little list of tunes I think would be good, and probably 1 out of 10 works out. My latest one that I'd like to do is Talking Heads. Oh, Love Comes to Town, and I just haven't been able to stop it. Do 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 like 2 weeks later. So that's how I know. Yeah, that's how I know I like it enough to present it to the band. If I just can't stop, and I'm still convinced a couple of weeks later that it would be a good tune. So I did the same thing with Funky Town, like, "Won't you take me to Funky Town?" 3 weeks later, Funky Town. So Yeah, writing it out is like the only way to get it out of my head. And plus, it's so much work that I like to, be sure that it's. And sometimes I'll do a little feasibility study, like sketch it out a little bit and bring it in and play through it a little. And I'm glad I do that because a couple of them were real clinkers. I've had many clinkers. I've had like 10 tunes that have been, you know, voted off the island. So I don't know how many I have in there now, but I don't know, 20 or something like that. Well, I gave myself mine, and other people assigned their own names. Senior Dynamite, he came with a nickname, which is terrific, and so did Zippy. Zippy came in, but I would encourage people to. It's fun to have a band name. You don't have to. A couple of people were assigned names. Darth Bob, that's a terrific one. I'm jealous of that one. Diesel Barbie, she came with that name. Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. But yeah, I've always had a band name. A band name. So you could, my other band names would be maybe Rambo or Godzilla or something like that. Your heroes. Just think of your hero, your superhero like mine. Maybe Hellboy or Rambo. There's a good one. And there's a man. He does good, but he doesn't really think much about it. And if you're in the way, look out. You'll get a bazooka right up your tailpipe. And Godzilla, he's just mad. He's just he just comes up when he's mad. And he doesn't really do anything bad. He just steps on like little rubber houses and stuff. And then when he's done, he goes back in the water. Doesn't care. And the honey badger. Honey badger's another big hero of mine. It's because he doesn't give a shit. I wanted a sousaphone. I had a beautiful old sousaphone that had it had a great history. It had been sunk on a boat and retrieved like World War II, and been retrieved with silver plate, but it weighed a ton, and I just became disinterested in playing it. Um, this is a fiberglass sousaphone, also known as plastic. They didn't make many this color. They're usually white. Um, so a lot of people think that this is a brass one, but the difference in weight is like a brass one can be 35 pounds, and it just sits right here, and these weigh like it's less than half of that. So I got this on eBay, and it was like $200 because it was all busted up. This joint here was all broken off. Valve cap missing, something else. It didn't have this crook with it, but I saw the value in it, and I fixed it up, and come to find out it's a nice sousaphone. It's a 66 Con, 32K. Is it a 36K? I think it's a 36K. But yeah, I added this stuff. I gotta have this stuff so I can keep interested. Ding dong. Yeah. It's usually left, a sousaphone's kind of a billboard. So I took a piece of yellow cloth and I just put, those stencils on it that you get at the hardware store and spray painted them black. And then I brought this down to there's a woman who does alterations, and she will sew things for you, a seamstress. And she did this great job. She put this nice elastic on there. So, and now we don't have to worry about carrying a sign around or anything. Sometimes I take it off, like if things aren't going really well. We should put somebody else's band up there, like Aerosmith or something. I was like, Aerosmith, they're terrible. Yeah. Most fun is playing in front of people that are enjoying it. That's the most fun thing. Yeah. Um, Feeling like I'm actually entertaining people. I like that. I like when we're playing and you look out and you see people smiling and with the eyes forward, moving around a little bit. And and that's what I like the most. Yeah, yeah, that's fun. Um, the worst is when you go play somewhere and nobody shows up. But then you always in practice. I mean, there's so many people. I can always like chit chat with somebody, and then have a rehearsal. And I really like um, doing the arrange. I like the process of thinking of a song to getting it on a piece of paper, and where I can hand it out, and then to the point where most everybody actually likes it. Because you go through all this work, and you think, oh brother, um, sometimes people just don't like and then it's kind of deflating. But I think a lot of people have brought tunes to the band that any song, any song is going to be somebody that doesn't like it. The Honk Festival in Boston is like there's a whole bunch of brass bands show up. It's like spaceships land and brass bands get out, like all over town, and that's pretty terrific. It's pretty amazing that so much. Whoever organizes it, they just do an amazing job. So honk is always fun. And then when you're playing for other people that are in brass bands, and they're playing. You see people that are dressed up like Scrooge McDuck, and there's a giant blueberry man and somebody with a light up hat, and they're all cheering you on, and then you go do the same for them. So yeah, it's very fulfilling. Oh boy, when we played at the Academy of Music, and I was standing there playing Whipping Post with Jamoy, the guy from the Allman Brothers, who co-wrote Whipping Post, standing right next to me playing the snare drum. That was, to me, that was just terrific. Like, wow, I've arrived. So we were kind of playing Whipping Post, and he used to kind of smile. And yeah, that guy, he was kind of hard to talk to, actually. He was, a little fried maybe. But he brought his snare. He was headlining the show, and we were playing in the pit band. He grabbed his snare drum. He came out to the lobby and played with us on a snare drum. He had a marching snare with him, and then he came down into the pit and played with us with the snare drum. So that was cool. And then we played Whipping Post. It's like, this one? It's like, no, doesn't sound familiar. Oh well. um, I think Iris came up with that. Um, she was a force of nature, this girl. And if we pretty much, the short time she was with us, we pretty much did whatever she told us. She was kind of that kind of personality, and I think she came up with yellow and black, which is fine with me. I think that's a good. I mean, the colors are available. It's not like somebody they want day glow green with fuchsia pants. Like you can come up with a yellow shirt and black pants. So uh, I think I'm good with that yellow and black. Plus, I have a closet full of yellow and black stuff now. Well, I'm totally pro outfit, and whenever I played out, whether it's a bar band or whatever, I mean, I would never do it in like jeans and a flannel shirt. I was always had. I used to go like Salvation Army shopping, and I'd always have some kind of fun, flashy shirt. And once in a while, we'd make up a hat with lights on it or something. So I'm all into costumes. I'm all into it. Uh, so I don't know. Some people aren't into it, and they just don't. They just wear a yellow T-shirt and jeans. Just a little gauche, if you ask me. But all you can do is dress yourself up. Can't dress anyone else up. And I think most people are into the spirit. And we get a lot of good costumes. So yeah, and I have right now I have like a closet full of yellow and black stuff. I got my wig hat, my mini hat, my Dr. Yes hat, gone fishing hat, and I got a couple light up hats. But part of it's like wearing a disguise too. So oh yeah, Oh yeah, no, I always worried that nobody would notice me. So that's about it too, you know. So that's why I have to have like blinking lights and play the sousaphone and horns to honk, you know. I got this. This is for train wrecks. Now a train wreck is when a song turns so bad that you got to end it. I mean, it's just so bad you got to go to like a shave and a haircut ending or something like that. So this is the train wreck. That's what that one's for. Oh, we got the handoff gag. You know, so you pull your hand back into your sleeve and you shake hands with someone, or they go, "Hey, high five," you know, and then you go, "Ah!" Yeah, big gag. That one never gets old. Let's see, shaker, giant drumstick for hitting things. I got my whistle collection here. This is an integral part of the setup. And my favorite, the Acme Siren. Oh, again, you can also go like, this is like the Fred Flintstone. You know, just running away and his feet are slipping. And then I have this, oh, this is the Expandable Brass Band. What a band. And then I have the loud leg here that I strap on my leg. These are things I have to do to keep myself. Playing the bass line can get kind of boring sometimes. But so I just overplay like crazy and bang on this stuff to stay amused. This is the patented loud leg. I strap it around my leg, and that way I can hit the cymbal. I can hit my wood blocks. Or la 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 la. So, like, who can make more noise? Who's noisiest? I don't know. About 4 bass guitars, 2 sousaphones. I should not have 2 sousaphones. There's no excuse for that. I got a couple of tubas. Now, there is an excuse for that because you need a big tuba and you need a small tuba. So I have that. I have a valve trombone over there. Bunch of percussion stuff. Big bass drum, which I wish I could get to play more. Bass drum is a very liberating instrument. You just kind of beat the hell out of the thing. But there's no daydreaming. You can't daydream when you play the bass drum. Because the next thing you'll know, you'll be going boom, boom, dee doo, boo, boo. But somebody's like, "What are you doing?" What, me? Yeah. Very responsible instrument, the bass drum. Maybe the most important instrument in the band. Sousa's bass drummer, the highest paid musician in the Sousa band. The paraphernalia. We should get coffee cups or maybe chainsaws. Power tools. Yeah.